Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be looking at the film Ella Enchanted. Okay, let's get one thing out of the way. This film has very little to do with this. This is the book Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine. I covered this book, so please check out the book review. There is very little to do with that book and this. This is a fun, preppy, well, not really preppy, lots of pop music, very, very strange, makes no sense on many levels. Lots of music, lots of quirky lip syncing, very, very corny, make you laugh like crazy, but makes no sense. And is a absolutely, utterly horrible film adaptation of this very, very good book that is definitely a Cinderella story, but you don't realize that till about halfway through the book. So this, you figure it out really quick. So, basis of this book and the entire concept of both book and film is baby is born by the name of Ella. Lucinda is a fairy who's not evil. She is... In the film, she's very much of an airhead. In the book, she's just oblivious. She's just completely, utterly oblivious, and she does learn her lesson in the book. In the film, she's just an airhead and an idiot, and I think just goes away. But, because she's irritating. But she gifts Ella with the gift of obedience. So, or the curse of obedience, depending. Technically, it's throughout the book, it's a curse. Essentially, Ella has to follow any order she is given. So, in the film, mom dies young, dad remarries, evil stepsisters, Cinderella thing. The book, it takes a while. So, the characters are far more developed. And then dad disappears. In the book, he still lives. In the film, as far as I can tell, he just disappears, which happens a lot in this. So it also jumps. Ella goes from mom dies, the little girl, to she's a teenager, dad remarries, dad disappears. And her stepsisters, who were obsessed with the Prince Char, same name in the book, completely different character. In the film, he has the evil uncle, very, very obviously evil, snickering, evil snake scepter, very much hamming it up. Who is the actor here? Let's see. Yeah, it's Carrie Els. Yeah, he's hamming it up like crazy for this. He's playing into it. They have a lot of fun in this. I will say this. It's absolutely hilarious, and they're having a heck of a lot of fun in this film. So, yes, very, very evil. The prince is played by Hugh Dancy. He's Char. He has a huge fan club, basically fanboy, completely utterly oblivious to the fact that his uncle's enslaving everybody and preventing elves from becoming lawyers. Yes, this is a thing in this book. So, essentially, Elle's stepsisters, they make her slave to an extent. Things happen very quickly in this book. Sorry, in the film. Things don't happen quickly in the book. But they tell her to stop and she stops in mid-air. There's weird little fight things. They tell her to break up with her best friend, which also happens in the book, but she leaves, and they're at finishing school at the time. She leaves before she does it in the film. They break up. She actually ends her friendship with this woman, with her friend. And then she gives them flowers with poison ivy and runs away. Yes, the stepsisters, because now they're covered in spots and itching things, which actually, as far as I know, poison ivy is a rash. Moving on, rather than looking like spots. And there's the other thing. Mandy, who can't really fix it, gives her magic book, which is actually her boyfriend. Yeah, Mandy has magic. She's just really bad at it and accidentally turned her boyfriend some time ago into a book. Mandy gives her a magic book in the book as well, but it's not her boyfriend because Mandy is a heck of a lot older and immortal. Moving on. So, LOS. escapes and leaves. She runs into essentially this elf who's being bullied, and he gives her the command to fight, and she's able to do martial arts all of a sudden and jump and be suspended in midair. It's very, very funny. And then so she rescues him. She finds out that he's being forced to become an entertainer, and he wants to become a lawyer. Yes, he's very played Jewish. I believe the actor is Jewish. Who is the actor here? Let's see. I can find him. Minnie Driver is the fairy godmother. Vivica Fox is Lucinda. So, actors in here. Let's see. I can actually find who on earth is the irritating person here. Alright, moving on. I'm going to forget about that. So, she rescues the elf. They're then captured by orcs who want to eat them. Char shows up to rescue them. In the book, he shows up to rescue her, but she's been preventing them from eating her for a while by being able to use her talent with languages. This, she just uses weird things and jumping around. And Char rescues her. They'd originally had this, they'd met, and he's obnoxious, and you have that weird, I hate you when I first met, and then we're suddenly attracted thing going on. That does not happen in the book. They have a longer-term relationship there. Alright, sorry. It's 8 o'clock at night, and my toddler is sleeping, and I have a toddler. Moving on. So, back to the story. They go to this giant's wedding, which is where Ella was planning on going, because this is where Lucinda is. Odd shenanigans ensue, and you see Lucinda getting drunk, and singing happens. Anne Hathaway singing happens, and bizarre things happen, and they meet giants and befriend giants, and the prince realizes these people are enslaved, and you have really bad effects here. And they go back to the castle, and by this point, the stepsisters have informed the evil uncle that Ella can be basically commanded to, do his dirty work for him, which is kill his nephew so he can take over. Why he hasn't done this before, who knows? Moving on. So, he does this. She tries to prevent going to this ball, but Lucinda, of course, does the fairy godmother thing, where she finds her after she has her lawyer friend chain her to a tree, and Lucinda finds her. It's like, oh, you've been chained to a tree, you need to go to a ball, and all of a sudden she's unchained and dressed up and sent to the ball. And she tells Char the truth, that she's under this curse, which she can't in the book because her mother literally ordered her not to when she was young. It's a big thing in the book, is she can't tell anybody about the curse. So, and then she had been ordered to kill Char, which is the reason she wanted to go to the ball in the first place. And he forgets all of this, and when she nearly tries to kill him and stops herself to break this spell, he still allows her to be in prison, or refuses to listen to her, because this spell makes no sense. Her friends sneak in to rescue her. She realizes by looking in the book, which kind of shows various different scenes in the book, I believe it just shows her letters and journal entries of different people. But she gets her people, and they go to barge in to rescue the king or the prince, because the evil uncle has poisoned the crown. They break in, there's a big fight, the prince tries to help her, she tells him everything, and oh yeah, your uncle killed your father, and all sorts of stuff. He confronts Uncle. Uncle's evil snake tries to bite him, he kicks Snake. His fangirls realize this and attack the snake. You don't see the snake again. Evil monologue, and then Uncle picks up, forgetting he poisoned the crown, puts it on his head, and proceeds to drop dead. And Char proposes. Ella says yes. She gets her necklace, which her sister had technically forced her to give out, that belonged to her mother. Takes it back from her, because again, she can't be ordered around anymore, and the stepsister realizes this. and you have a wedding scene, everybody's happy, and you have dancing. And all of this is presided over Eric Idle, who was a Monty Python. Yes. Again, this is fun. It's corny. The effects are fantastic, particularly when it comes to the giant, and it makes no sense. But again, it's fun. And that's the point. It's fun. So it has very, very little to do with, again, this, which is a very, very good book, by the way. Please check out my review or, check out the book. So that's really it for this review. I recommend this. It's Anne Hathaway. It's fun. It has absolutely nothing to do with the book. Similar to Princess Diaries. Princess Diaries, again, coming. That is in the works as we speak. I will be covering all the books and the films. Again, Anne Hathaway has a tendency to be in at least 2 of these films were really, really bad film adaptations. Neither of them are actually bad films, though, because this one's just very hammy and very fun and very musical and just, it's something to put on to make you laugh. I'm trying to think. No, this really doesn't have an age restriction on it. There's no anything. There's no swearing. There's no blood. There's no gore. Everything is played for laughs. So this is a good family film. It's just hilarious. So highly recommend it. Again, has nothing to do with the book. I highly recommend the book too. Check out my review. Check out the book for that. So that is it. If you like what you see, be sure to check out the rest of my channel. I do stuff like this. I do stuff like the book and the films and fun stuff. I do educational stuff. I do a bunch of stuff, and I have a whole bunch of more stuff planned. So like and subscribe and check out what I've got. Thank you.